just take a look at this. Now, isn't that a good looking chart? Well, that's a chart of a brand new token that has just been launched for a relatively pretty new project that I'm going to talk about today. But that chart is a tiny, tiny little piece of what I think is a wonderful story and a fantastic little project. So in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this project, but I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why I am investing in this project, and you might want to consider doing so too. A little clue to what the project is? Well, let's say we're not interested in a bull run here. It's a calf run. Let's just go. Welcome, my dear friend, come on in, and as always, please take a seat with me whilst we chat. Before we get into this project, I will say, as I always do, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so please do your own research. And as always, if you enjoy this content and you're not subscribed, then please do consider subscribing by hitting that button down below. Thank you. So, what is this project? Well, again, I think this is a really special little project, and the operative word there being little. This is a tiny, tiny project at the moment, still in very, very early days. And the name of the project is Cause for Calves. And if you're in Seifu and/or Vulcan, and definitely Legendary Seifu Club, then you may well have heard of this project, but it is absolutely tiny at the moment. And the last time I checked, which was this morning, there was, I think, only 79 holders of what is the brand new token, calf token, that was launched earlier this week. So we are in very, very early days. And what I want to do, as I say, is just give you a little bit of detail about what it is and why it's come about. But my 3 reasons for it, I think, sum up my feeling and my approach to this project. And I think this is unlike any other crypto project that you and I are probably invested in, because of the story behind it, the reason for it existing, and what it's going to support. So in really simple terms, the project started as an NFT project about a month ago. It was launched on about the 10th, I think, of December, something like that, with the potential of 4,000 NFTs. Those are currently still minting. I picked up 2 yesterday, and I'll come back to that in a sec. But in the last few days, as I've said, there's also been a token launched, and that's the graph that you saw at the beginning. And that is going slightly crazy. And with only 79 people in it, there is such potential for growth. It is unbelievable. And I think I didn't, unfortunately, get in on the first day. I actually only got in yesterday. I got in at just below 5 cents. And today it's kind of bobbing around the 8 cent mark. But this launched, I think it was probably only 5 or 6 days ago, at, I think it was 0.001 cent or something like that. So anybody that bought big, or even put in like $100 then, oh wow, you have made some great profits so far if you've sold. So congratulations to anybody that did that. Now, really important at this point to talk about the founder of this project, the CEO, who is Keith, the crypto farmer. And again, if you are in Seifu Vulcan LSC, you may well know Keith. I first came across Keith when I came across the Legendary Seifu Club. I did a video about that, by the way. I'll put it up here somewhere. Yeah, and he's been a big part of that, but has now gone on to develop his own project. But as his title suggests, he is a farmer, and of course the name of the project, Calves, Cause for Calves, he is a farmer, and of course there is a very interesting an important story behind this project and what it will go to support. And if we dive into the white paper, we are told straight away what the reason is for this project. And it says, the Cause for the Calves Farm Project has a goal to provide and help as much as possible with the farming industry, specifically the raising and caring of bull calves and heifer calves. So there is, we talk a lot in crypto about the importance of utility. This is a project with real life utility. We are supporting, through the purchase of NFTs, the farming industry, and specifically Keith and his farm. In the white paper, he also goes on to be very open about some medical conditions and challenges that he has recently had, which are reading them quite serious. And what I take from what Keith is saying in the white paper and his YouTube videos and what I see in Discord, here is a farmer, a man who is trying to do his absolute best for some wonderful animals, but it's a massive challenge for one reason or another. And this is why Cause for the Calves has been created. So I will come a little bit more to that in just a few minutes, but let's just take a dive in and look at the kind of tokenomics behind this project. So it was originally released as an NFT project. There are 4,000 potential NFTs to be minted in the first run, and Keith is opening the white paper. There may be more runs after that. Each NFT is an actual real photograph of a real animal on Keith's farm. I bought 2 yesterday, and I think on mine are Hulk, the Frisian bull calf. He's a lovely looking thing. But so, really important to say, each NFT is only 20 BUSD, $20. $20 for an NFT. Get them while you can. But of course, it's important for, some benefits for holders in holding these NFTs. And again, if we look at the white paper, we are told that the benefits for the holders, each NFT holder will be eligible to win the weekly lottery style giveaway promotion and participate in future contests for merchandise. Apart from the rewards, holders will have access to a special area of our website where they will be able to see information on the different farm animals, day-to-day events on the farm, live video streaming, and exclusive community events. So, of course, the reason for this project is to support Keith and his activities on the farm and those animals, those calves. But there is some benefits. It's not just a kind of charity case. You will have the opportunity. I think once the Vulcan blockchain is launched and the project is moved, there will be a weekly lottery, and so every holder will have the potential to win that lottery. And then if we just dig a little bit deeper into the white paper, we'll see the really quite simple model in terms of how the sales from the NFT will go to support the project. So in allocation, you'll see 100% of NFT sales will in effect be invested into Vulcan, which of course, once it's up and running, will then rebase. And we're told that 40% of this income will be community rebasing, so untouched and allocated for community rebasing, generating a larger return every week. And then 60% of this rebase will be drawn. And then just further down, we are then told how this drawn rebase will be broken down. And in that, you'll see 50% weekly giveaways, 25% to the development team and support, 20% will be allocated to farm operations, animal care, feeding, medications and other things, and then 5% for marketing. Now, just to say that this project sits on the Binance Smart Chain at the moment, but crucially will be moving to the Vulcan blockchain upon the launch of mainnet. That's a really important thing to bear in mind, and something I will come back to in a second. And then, just a few days ago, as I've said, Keith launched the calf token. I've already shown you the chart and where it's going and talked a little bit about the current price. And Keith, in one of his most recent video, has said that there will be real utility coming to the token. At the moment, it's all very kind of new, and he's working on a new version of the white paper. And again, very mindful that the Vulcan tokenomics have changed completely in the last week or so. And so obviously Keith is working through all of this, but he's very clear that the token will absolutely have a range of utilities. So that's really exciting to see where that token's going to go. But anyway, I really want to get into the reasons why I'm invested in this project. Okay, and actually, it's not the tokenomics. So my first reason is the cause for the Calves itself, why this project has been pulled together, created. It is directly supporting the welfare, the care, the ethical looking after of animals. And I think, we're used to that in the real world, but I'm not used to charitable causes within crypto projects. And I think when you think about your involvement, my involvement in crypto, we're such kind of solitary animals, really. Yes, we're all parts of communities, but it's absolutely drummed into us, your responsibility, you don't trust anybody. And it becomes quite a selfish kind of activity if we're not careful. What can I get out of this project? What is my investment going to give me? Now, don't get me wrong, this project is potentially giving return already to certainly investors in the token. And if you hold an NFT, you have the opportunity of winning lotteries, etc. So I'm not just doing this out of the goodness of my heart, but to know that I am supporting directly the care and well-being of animals in the real world, and the support of the farm and all of that, for me, is incredibly special. And I've only been in this project a few days, but it feels very different. And so the community it's I don't know, well, you need to go and have a look. But there's a real life utility to this project, and it's a very, very special cause that I'm certainly incredibly keen and enthusiastic about supporting. The second reason is the creator behind this project. Of course, again, looking at other crypto projects, one of the things you have to do is, of course, research, and you must do the same on this project, of course, if you're considering getting into it. But we know the person behind this. I know the person behind this. I don't know him personally, of course, but he's a member of Seifu, member of Vulcan, member of Legendary Seifu Club. He's very active. He's got a YouTube channel. He's a farmer. He's very clear about that, and he tells us about his life in his YouTube videos. He is, in that respect, fully doxed. Of course he is. But also he's very clear about his challenges. And again, I think there's something very, very special about having the ability in a crypto project to or have the knowledge that you're potentially supporting a human being, another human being. That's very special, and it takes you away from that kind of very selfish, how we can be in crypto, to being more selfless. And that to me is it feels ethical for me, it feels right for me. It's what I want to do, it's what I do in my real life, so why can't I do it in my crypto life? So I want to support Keith as a member of our community, as somebody who's very open about challenges that he's having, and actually just as somebody who is very, very, very clearly authentic, real, and somebody I want to support. Yeah. And the final reason I'm really keen on supporting this is this ultimately will become a project on the Vulcan blockchain. I'm a holder of Vulcan, and so the success of the blockchain results in more success for me individually. So I feel quite strongly that where you we need to look at the projects that are going to be on Vulcan, and we need to support these projects. And certainly, because of the two reasons I've just given you, this project is really, really chiming with me. And I want to, the fact that it's going to be on the Vulcan blockchain is another bonus, but something that's very important to me as well. If Calls for the Calves is very successful, it will ultimately lead to volume on the blockchain and feed in again to my success as an individual investor and the success of the Vulcan community. So again, I think that's something that needs to be taken seriously, and definitely a reason for my own investment in Calls for the Calves. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. Bit of a snapshot, not going too deep into all the details, but please do go and look at the white paper, join the Discord. There's the minting website as well. Read a little bit more about this project and what it's about. And even if this project isn't for you to invest in, do go and visit Keith's YouTube channel, give him a subscribe and give him a bit of support, because I think he's really trying to do something very different and very, very worthwhile. But again, just to reiterate, it's very early in this project. Who knows where the token's going to go? Maybe it will bob around at 8 or 9 for a while, but maybe, this time next week we might see it up at 20 cents or something. Tiny little holdings at the moment in terms of numbers, as I've said, with only 79 holders or something like that. So the scope for this project, I think, is potentially quite big. So I'm going to leave it there for now. But as always, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope to see you in my next one. But for now, I'll just say cheers.
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.